Draft night drama, Van Lith heads to Chicago. The anticipation was palpable as the WNBA draft night unfolded, with fans and analysts eagerly waiting to see where the top prospects would land. Among the most talked about names was Hailey Van Lith, a standout guard from Louisville known for her tenacity and skill on the court. The Chicago Sky were on the clock. The team had been strategizing for weeks, analyzing every possible scenario to make the best pick. The war room was buzzing with excitement and tension as the clock ticked down. With the third pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, they selected Hailey Van Lith. The announcement was met with cheers and applause both in the room and from fans watching at home. It was a moment of triumph for Van Lith, who had worked tirelessly to reach this point. The talented guard out of Louisville had made a name for herself with her impressive performances and leadership on the court. She was a force to be reckoned with, consistently delivering when it mattered most. Van Lith was a star in college. Her ability to score, defend, and inspire her teammates made her one of the most exciting players to watch. She led Louisville to numerous victories and left an indelible mark on the program. She was ready for the bright lights of the WNBA. The transition from college to professional basketball is never easy, but Van Lith's determination and work ethic suggested she was more than prepared for the challenge. But her arrival in Chicago wasn't the only story. The city welcomed her with open arms, and the fans were eager to see what she would bring to the team. However, the draft had also set the stage for an intriguing subplot. The draft just added fuel to an already intense rivalry. The WNBA landscape was shifting, and new rivalries were forming, promising thrilling matchups in the seasons to come. Hailey Van Lith versus Caitlin Clark. This was a rivalry that had been brewing for years, dating back to their high school days. Both players had a competitive fire that made their matchups must-watch events. Clark, the reigning NCAA Player of the Year, had been drafted first overall by the Dallas Wings. Her selection was no surprise, given her stellar college career and the impact she had on the game. The two guards were on a collision course. Their paths were destined to cross again, this time on the professional stage, where the stakes were even higher. Their history went way back. They had faced off in high school, each time pushing the other to new heights. Their battles were legendary, setting the stage for what was to come. They had faced each other in high school. The rivalry was fierce. With each game a showcase of their incredible talent and competitive spirit, they battled it out in college. Their matchups were some of the most anticipated games of the season, drawing huge crowds and media attention. Now the rivalry was going pro. The WNBA was about to witness a new chapter in the Van Lith-Clark saga, promising excitement, drama, and unforgettable moments. Caitlin's reign, a history of dominance. Caitlin Clark was a force of nature. Her presence on the court was nothing short of electrifying, captivating fans and opponents alike. She averaged over 30 points per game in her final year at Iowa, a feat that left spectators in awe and defenders scrambling to keep up. She could score at will, whether it was a deep three-pointer or a clutch free throw. Her shooting range was virtually limitless. But scoring wasn't her only talent. She could dish out assists like magic, threading the needle with no-look passes that left the crowd gasping. Hailey Van Lith had always played well against her, bringing a fierce competitiveness to their matchups. But Clark usually came out on top. Their matchups were legendary, a true showcase of skill and determination. Fans packed arenas to watch them go head-to-head, creating an electric atmosphere that was palpable. Clark's size and skill gave her an edge, allowing her to dominate in ways few could match. Van Lith's competitiveness always pushed Clark to her limits, making every game a thrilling contest. But the narrative was clear. Clark's dominance was undeniable, a testament to her hard work and natural talent. Clark was the queen of college basketball, a title she earned through countless hours of practice and an unyielding will to win. Van Lith was the underdog, always fighting to prove herself against the best. Their rivalry was the stuff of legends, a saga of two athletes pushing each other to greatness. The cut heard round the world. The rivalry reached a boiling point before the draft. ESPN hosted a start-bench cut game with WNBA legends, Diana Taurasi, Sabrina Ionescu, and of course Caitlin Clark. They were asked to choose among three young players, one to start, one to bench, one to cut. The tension was palpable. Taurasi, known for her trash talk, stirred the pot. Ionescu, the calm veteran, tried to keep the peace. Then it was Clark's turn. She had to make a choice, and she didn't hold back. Fueling the fire disrespect or shrewd strategy, the basketball world was abuzz with speculation and debate. Was it a calculated move or a blatant sign of disrespect? Clark chose to cut Van Lith. The decision was unexpected and left many fans and analysts scratching their heads. It sent shockwaves through the basketball world. Social media exploded with reactions, and sports shows dedicated segments to dissecting the move. Some saw it as a sign of disrespect. They believed Van Lith had earned her spot and deserved better treatment. Van Lith was a top prospect. Cutting her seemed harsh. Her stats were impressive, and she had shown great potential on the court. Others saw it as a strategic move. They argued that Clark had a bigger plan in mind, one that required tough decisions. Clark knew Van Lith's game well. She had studied her strengths and weaknesses over time. Maybe she saw a weakness. Perhaps there was something in Van Lith's game that Clark believed could be exploited. Whatever the reason, the cut added even more intrigue to their rivalry. Van Lith stayed silent, not giving away her thoughts, but her eyes told a story. She wouldn't forget this. The fire in her eyes was unmistakable. She was coming for Clark. Every training session, every practice was fueled by a desire to prove herself. The WNBA season couldn't start soon enough. Fans eagerly awaited the showdown, knowing it would be one for the ages. Opening night showdown, a storm is brewing. The schedule was out, the Chicago Sky versus the Dallas Wings. Opening night, Van Lith against Clark. It was the matchup everyone was talking about. Tickets sold out in minutes. The hype was real. Van Lith was ready to prove herself. She had something to prove. She was tired of being in Clark's shadow. She was ready to show the world what she could do. Queen Caitlin ascending the WNBA throne. Caitlin Clark was unfazed. She was used to the pressure. She thrived on it. She was coming off a historic rookie season. All WNBA first-team honors. Multiple Player of the Week awards. She had surpassed Sabrina Ionescu as the league's best point guard. Clark was a walking highlight reel. She had led the Wings to the playoffs. She was the face of the WNBA, and she was ready to defend her throne. Can the Sky weather the storm? The Chicago Sky knew they had their work cut out for them. Clark was a matchup nightmare. Her range was unlimited. Her court vision was unmatched. They would need to play their best game to slow her down. The Sky had a young and talented roster. But they were still a work in progress. They would rely on their defense to keep them in the game. They needed to keep Clark off the free throw line. They needed to force her into tough shots. A rivalry for the ages, the WNBA's newest chapter. The rivalry between Hailey Van Lith and Caitlin Clark was just beginning. They were two of the most exciting players in the WNBA. Their battles would be must-see TV. This wasn't personal. This was about basketball. This was about legacy. The cut was just the opening act. The real drama was about to unfold on the court. Get ready, WNBA fans. You're about to witness history.